It's CB Walters coming right back at ya. Today I'm also going to be talking about books because the previous video talked about young adult novels, and now I'm going to talk about adult contemporary novels. And some of these aren't so contemporary, and people are going to be like, "That's not contemporary, that's classic." But it's just adult novels and not smut, not like porn, erotica. That's for another video. I'm just kidding. Maybe. I'm so just kidding. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Okay, so in no particular order, I have a lot of books with me. Well, not a lot, but some books with me, and I'm trying to keep them secret so you can't tell who it is, and then you'll actually watch the video. Okay. Anyway, let's see. What book should we go with first? We'll go with the classics first. The Bell Jar. I couldn't decide whether to put this in my stack of autobiographical about the author's life, autobiographical. There you go. That's the word. And because this is loosely based on her life, Sylvia Plath, obviously, with the Bell Jar. But it is a fictional book. However, classic. If anybody has ever struggled with mental illness or knows someone who struggles with mental illness, I think this is a read everyone should read. It's dark. It's not very humorous. There's not any like comedic relief, but it's just very raw and very true to the disease and all the mental health diseases. And I think it's a great read for women, definitely, because it's very empowering, and the fact that she does have control of her life in some aspects, and it is a very, very interesting look into Sylvia Plath's life. Let's see, next classic, The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I actually had to read this in one of my AP literature classes in high school. I initially was like, I am going to hate this book because it's literally about this woman's second awakening in life, sexual, physical, mental, emotional. It's just a brand new like epiphany in this woman's life, and I was like, this sounds like boring, or another four-letter word. But anyway, I was not anticipating this to be a good book. There are definitely parts that are very dry and very, but I feel like when you read the end of the novel, you understand why those parts were in it. It's her writing. Kate Chopin's writing style is very unique in the fact that its syntax is like a beat, a song. Like it goes sentence, compound sentence, structured sentence. And it's like her syntax. I was always amazed by her syntax in that book. Now I'm a nerd, but anyway, Edna. I literally have a skeleton, well, like a skeleton figure. Don't freak out. In my car, named after the character Edna Pontellier. It's based in Louisiana. You got all these different cultures kind of coming together, and you get exposed to like what it was like to be in the kind of the 20s of Louisiana, and the flappers and everything else like that. I have a puppy behind me, sorry. But so it was really cool to read. Really good read for women. Another empowering book. Let's see, next classic. I know everyone's like, oh, this is such a good book. Blah. Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It was another book I had to read for my AP literature class. Anticipated I would hate it. First time I read it, which is quite odd, I did not like this. I really didn't. And then I read it again, and when I looked at the symbolism and was just amazed by how symbolic everything was, like I felt like every little detail was symbolic. The eyes, God's watching us constantly. The light, something you can never attain. Just the way he writes these characters, and you get so attached so quickly, and you just like the innocence of the narrator. His name escapes me again. Why can I not figure out his name? I'll remember it in like 5 minutes, but Jay Gatsby. Cry for my soulmate. If he were real. But anyway. Okay, I know this one's kind of not considered a classic, but I consider it a classic because it's The Clockwork Orange, or Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. The Russian slang was so hard to read and understand what was going on, but once you caught on, it was so good. You're enveloped in this like fantastic world where it's like just it's almost a dystopian novel, and the fact that the government is overthrown, or not overthrown, but it's like a satirical piece on communism. It is so interesting to me. I loved Alex in this. It was about control from the government, like government control of each one, and ending the creativity and non-conforming aspects of every character, and trying to brainwash the ultra violence out of these characters. And it was so good. I've read this multiple times. I've seen the movie. Oh, love it. I would not recommend this for people who are very squeamish or get offended easily. You guys know what scenes I'm talking about if you've read this. It's really good though. I would recommend that in a heartbeat. I guess I will go with some of the popular ones then. Horns by Joe Hill. There's a movie adaptation with Daniel Radcliffe in it. That one's really good too. However, I think the book does a better job of emphasizing the characteristics of. Why do I not remember these characters' names? Ignatius. Always, and it's such a cool name, Ignatius. Anyway, the symbolism is very interesting. The death of his girlfriend is very dramatic. I'm not spoiling anything for you when I say that. But the way he gets revenge and the way the character like discovers like the tracks and the red herrings of the book, so unique, and it was uniquely written. I love this book. Another popular book, Girl on the Train. Sorry about the discount thing. I'm cheap. But anyway, by Paula Hawkins. I know I'm gonna get so much flack for saying this. The very beginning, I did not care about anybody in this book. In the very beginning, I was like, I don't even know if I can finish this book. I was 30 pages in, and I was like, I don't care about these characters. I feel nothing towards them. And then it was kind of like, I got over the hump, and then I was like, oh my god, it was so good. The twists and turns, they're so good. It's pretty much a story of a woman who's trying to uncover a murder mystery, and then the fact that she's an alcoholic, no one believes her. And so she's just trying to unravel this while she's almost recovering from alcoholism. It's a really great read. I haven't seen the movie adaptation. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it. Then we can go to the books that no one hears about. Rainbow Rowell, Attachments. I know this is not one of her most known ones, but I love this because it was so... This guy is like security clearance or something like that, and he gets to read all the emails. Well, he's Lincoln's considered an internet security officer, and I remember he comes across Beth and Jennifer's messages, and he knows he should turn them in. Like, Beth and Jennifer talk to each other, they're best friends, and they talk to each other through email, and this guy is just reading these emails because he's supposed to be security checking, but he's just involved with these women now, and he falls in love with them, and then not with them, falls in love with Beth. But it's like, how do you introduce yourself when you know all about this person, and then they know nothing about you, and they don't even know you know everything about them pretty much, because these women are revealing some details in these emails. I'm like Beth and Jen, get it together. But it was fantastic. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, it's almost like when you stalk somebody on Facebook, and then before you go on like a blind date or something like that, and then you know a lot about them, and then you're just like, they're like, oh, my uncle, and you're like, oh, John, and you're just like, what? What kind of what Lincoln has to go through, and it's funny and cringeworthy and everything else. This book is, every time I talk about this book, everyone's like, what in the world is that? Hangover Square by Patrick Hamilton. This, I could not get it in the US. I had to order it from England. That's how, like, unknown this is. I remember Alexa Chung, when she used to have a talk show, like, 10 years ago, talked about this book one time, and I was like, oh, I'll read it. It sounds interesting. This man has, like, multiple personalities, and there's murder, and it's dramatic. The last one, Caroline Kepnes, You. Okay, I have some beef with this series, because it's a series. I read the second one. I absolutely hated it. The first one is fantastic, though. Like, I feel like this could be a standalone novel. It's written all in second person, and it's pretty much about Joe Goldberg works in a bookstore, and this guy has a basement, and he has a cage of books in there. Well, he starts dating this girl named Beck, and Beck is the one he's talking about in second person. He's like, you did this, you did this. He's talking about Beck, and it's so twisted and so interesting to see, like, how much he starts to control things, and then he has to, like, let go, and he doesn't want to. And when he starts losing control, that's when he really spirals out. I could not get enough of this book. I loved it so much. I waited so long for the sequel to come out, because the sequel was supposed to come out in December, and then it didn't come out. This was last year, it didn't come out, and I was like, oh my god, just come out. And then it finally came out, like, 5 months later, and I read it, and I brought the hardback because I was so excited. It was okay. Like, I know I said I hated it earlier. It just wasn't written like I thought this one was. Like, this one was very well written. The other one, I felt like we were just kind of treading the water. And I thought maybe, like, each book would be one of his relationships or something like that. It wasn't like that. Like, yeah, it talks about his relationships, but it, like, I feel like Beck is such an interesting character, and then the girls he goes afterwards are so bland and kind of, I don't want to say, like, they're kind of ditzy. They were, as my brother would say, they were sleeves. But I don't think they were sleeves. Because that's slut shaming. We don't do that on the show. My dogs are barking. Okay, anyway, that's the video. Thank you for watching if you watched through the whole thing. I know I have some really kind of unpopular opinions and really strange books, but I like books, and a lot of times I'll go into a bookstore trying to find a certain book, and then I'll come out and it's like I'm not holding the book I originally wanted, and I think that's like that's why I hope bookstores never go out of style, because it's like, oh, you go in there, you smell all the books, and then you're like, oh, I want this book, I want that book, I want this book, and it's so interesting to see what you come out with, especially if you go with one of your friends and they like to read too, and then you can, like, switch and shit like that. But it's good. All right, thanks for watching.